My wife just got me this license plate because I apparently just do a lot of Subto deals. She's like, you're the Subto daddy. This is going on the Prius, guys. Today, we're gonna be talking about a four-plex that we just bought subject to. Here's the seller, here's the address. Here's my LLC, Moving Forward Ventures AZ. And then here are all the numbers of the deal. Eric, come back over here. So as you can tell, we actually close Subto deals. What I'm going to do is I'll put the settlement statement in the link down below. So you guys wanna get a copy of that, look through the numbers, know that the numbers I'm gonna be talking about today are actually legit numbers. Do you guys wanna know how to make money, how we're making money in this deal? Yes or no? Not, okay, Eric says yes. Let's talk about how much cash was actually needed. There was a Subto student named Andrew who got paid $21,000 for just cold calling the seller, locking him into a contract and assigning it to another Subto student. He made $5,000 co-wholesaling a Subto deal. Now that Subto student is the person that's holding the camera right behind you. His name is Eric Ballman. Shout out to Eric. I paid the closing attorney $3,000, I think plus 30 bucks to be very, very accurate. I think it was an additional $30 if I look on the settlement statement. Yeah. There's a recording fee for Maricopa County for the two deeds. And then the seller wanted $52,000 in cash. So if you look at this, you realize that's a big chunk of money. $21,000, $52,000, $3,000, big chunk of money. The average creative finance deal that I'm doing in our company is about 5 to 8% down on a purchase. So let's say that I'm buying a property at $100,000. I can expect to have to come up with about $5,000 to $8,000 of that. Now, where does this money come from? If I'm over here saying I don't use any personal cash, it comes from private money lenders or private money partners. Now, a lot of these can be found inside the Gator community. A private money lender gave me the money on this deal. So let's talk about the structure of that private money lender, and then we can get into the deal itself. So I needed $52,000 to go to the seller. Steven is the seller here. $81,000 is what I borrowed on this deal. If you are buying a property at $627,000 and you're using traditional finance, that's actually the purchase price, how much are you typically going to have to put down? The answer is not 20, don't lie to yourself. And if you're a loan officer, you're lying. The answer is 30 to 35%. In fact, right now in 2024, we're seeing a lot of 40% down payments. So if you're using the BRRRR strategy and you're getting stuck with all this cash into these deals, number one, in the BRRRR strategy, this money needs to come from you. The bank wants to know this money came from you. In creative finance, nobody cares. So I can go and borrow that from a private money lender or partner with a private money partner. This is phenomenal because if you look at it, I didn't have to source that money in my own job and have to save that money up myself. That's a lie. You've been lied to your whole life about banking. If I was going to buy this deal with traditional finance and my purchase price is $627,966, and right now in the current market, I'm putting 40% down, that would be about $250,000 down payment. $81,000 or $240,000. Now it gets even worse. Would I rather have $81,000 I can source from anywhere or $240,000 I have to stupidly save up like a knucklehead? I'm going this route. I'm going to go find a private money lender that's going to give me the $81,000. The $81,000 that I borrowed is on terms that look like this. My private money lender comes to me and says, Pace, I will give you that $81,000 because it's secured against a really solid asset, a four-plex that's generating cash flow. I will give you that $81,000, but I want 9% interest and I want a 5-year balloon. Contrary to what you guys have been taught, most private money lenders don't want their money back. In fact, they want their money just to make money for them, right? That's the goal of life. They've made it to a point where they've got private cash, they've got their own money, and they want to make a 9% return. So my deal on this $81,000 is my private money lender gave me 5 years to pay them back. And in that time frame, I'm paying them 9% interest. So let's do a little bit of math. $81,000 multiplied by 0.09%, that's $7,290 a year, divided by 12 equals $607 a month. This private money lender has a major benefit of earning $607.50 every single month that I own this property and I haven't paid back their $81,000. But the beautiful thing is I'm involved in this deal with no money out of my pocket. I didn't have to do the cold calling. Now for me, I had to teach people how to do this, which is great. But Andrew made $21,000. He did the cold calling. He locked up the contract and I bought the deal. So I didn't have to do any of the upfront work. I didn't have to do any of the negotiating. $81,000 comes from, I believe my private money lender on this deal is Debbie Lou. Okay, so you guys can look up Debbie Lou. This is a strategy. This is a strategy. This is a strategy, right? And there's also a transaction coordinator that also did this as well. So 4 people with 4 different strategies made money on this. Andrew made the most money because he did the hardest work. The person who found me, the buyer, made less money, but they still provided value, so they got paid $5,000. And then Debbie gets consistent money, and her $81,000 makes her $607.50 every single month. Now let's talk about the purchase itself. The purchase price is $627,966. The seller wanted $52,000 in cash. So my actual remaining balance is $575,966.90. How is that broken down? The way that's broken down, part of it is subject to, so we're taking over $523,966 at a 2.9% rate. My payment on that Subto deal, that includes principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That's PITI of $3,050.85. The seller is receiving 0 payments. That is what we call a silent second. Okay, the seller is financing us with a silent second. I still owe him $52,000 at 0%. And I'm not making payments to that seller for 10 years. Now let's talk about the cash flow on this, because if I have a payment of $3,050.85 and I have a payment to Debbie Lou for $607.50, oh my gosh, what does that mean? That means that I actually have $3,050.85 and $607.50. So my monthly payment is $3,600. Is that $350? $58.35. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance, private money lender, everybody all involved. I've got a payment of $3,658.35. So let's talk about, how does PACE make money? The main thing for somebody in my position is I want the asset for a long-term gain. I know this deal is going to be worth a lot of money in the future. My main reason is not even the cash flow. The main reason for me to buy it is the tax benefit. So $4,335 a month is what has been paid every single month for the last 2 years since the seller purchased the property. The tenants pay $1,000 in unit 1, $1,000 in unit 2, $1,000 in unit 3, and the larger unit gets $1,350 a month. So this property brings in $4,350 per month. That means that I have an actual cash flow. I'm into this deal, no money out of my pocket, and I've got $4,350 subtract $36.58.35, $691 and what was that number? 65 cents. All right, so we already understand that we're making $691.65 per month. So let's talk about all the ways that we're gonna make money on this deal. One, we've got cash flow. $691.65 every single month. That's amazing. The second thing that we do to make money on this property is over time, this property will appreciate. It will go up in value. As of today, the value of that property is about $650,000, which is awesome. But in 5 years, based on average appreciation in the real estate market, this property will go up in value about 5% every year. That takes into consideration the last 100 years. That takes into consideration the crash of 2006 and 7 and 8. That takes into consideration the Great Depression. That takes into consideration every up, down, left, and right the cycle has ever had. The average appreciation is 5% on all real estate nationwide. It will be worth $829,583 in about 5 years. So in 5 years, I will have made close to $200,000 on this property. This is what people just don't realize, is that I could, in 5 years, I'll make $37,179 on the cash flow. I don't buy for cash flow. That's okay, but I'll buy for this. Boom, that's huge. $627,000 is my purchase price, plus the cost of the assignment fee. Eric's $5,000. Eric's rich now. My total cost to get into this deal is $656,000. And just to give you guys simple math, because you don't care about this really, let me tell you what I'll get in tax benefits on this deal. I will save this year $66,792 on this deal this year in real taxes. $66,792 in real taxes this year. Now, the pay down. Okay, that's the fourth way I'll make money. So on the pay down, I pay down out of this $3,000 monthly payment. Right now, I paid down roughly $1,000 a month. So over 60 months, that's 5 years, I'm paying down $60,000. So this particular deal will make me $200,000, $66,000, $60,000, and $37,000. So you're looking at roughly $350,000, $360,000. Again, is it possible for me to buy properties without any cash, credit, or credentials? Yes, absolutely. Is it possible for me to borrow money from a private money lender when cash is involved? Yes, absolutely. This property is making $600 a month for me after I pay a hard money lender, basically a private money lender. I'm still making $700 a month. Do me a favor, please subscribe. We find that about 80% of the people that watch our content don't actually subscribe to our channel. Hurts my feelings. We put a lot of work in this. We teach you guys. Think about this. Nobody out there on the internet anywhere is teaching this level of information.